Hello and welcome to Donington, where if all goes according to plan, today I will set a new lap record for an SUV around here in an Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio. A lap record that will then very quickly be beaten by Alfa Romeo's Pro driver to set a proper record, in so much as these kind of spurious lap records for subgenres of cars around circuits can be. Now, we're seeing quite a lot of this at the moment, aren't we? Honda went after a load of front-wheel drive records around various circuits. There are all the endless Nürburgring lap records, of which of course the Stelvio has a role because it is at the moment the fastest SUV round there. I've been watching that lap as a bit of revision for today's effort, and I've got to say it looks pretty damn composed and it makes a great noise as well. If you're going to set a lap record in an SUV, it may as well be one with 3/4 of a Ferrari engine under the bonnet, shouldn't it? There's another fun little bit of history here. I've been doing some research before I came down to Donington, and it turns out that the first Donington Grand Prix in 1935 was won by an Englishman in an Alfa Romeo. That man was Richard Shuttleworth, who gave his name to a famous vintage aeroplane museum, which is still in operation in Bedfordshire. So he was quite a dude, and the racing in that time at Donington was really at the cutting edge of motorsport, because it was in the era of the Silver Arrows, and Alfa Romeo was really the only brand challenging Auto Union and Mercedes for supremacy in that era. So we've got the cars here. We have a load of spare tyres. I'm signed on, I've got my wristband. We're going to go for the laps at lunchtime, so that gives us a morning to kind of get used to the track, get used to the car, and see what kind of times we can set. I'll report back in due course. Heading out onto Donington in the Stelvio for some practice before setting a time. I've had a quick familiarisation session with David Bryce, who's Alfa Romeo's Pro driver, who is also the guy who will be humiliating my time once I've set it. He is the hired hand and the man to beat when it comes to the flying lap. So we've just come back from a red flag situation, so flashing yellows at the moment, so we just have to be careful. There's obviously something going on, so that's a good time to just get my eye in with the Stelvio and tell you a little bit about what it's like to drive this car around a racetrack. Now, you may well have watched that Nürburgring video yourself and been amazed, and I've got to say, it is absolutely incredible. This is a big SUV, and here I am on a racetrack, and right into Redgate. So brake there, turn in at the end of the grass, trail the brakes a little bit, get that clipping point. Right, I've got a radical in my mirrors, so I have to be aware of that. Into the Craner curves, we've got some slower traffic ahead. This is the bizarre thing. I am in a family SUV chasing race cars. Okay, it's a Ford racing car and a Puma, and I've got a radical behind me, so I'm going to let him through, and a Clio Cup car and another radical. Right, now we can get back on it, see what we can do. Right, so up to McLean's. This is a tricky corner, uphill into a blind apex. It's also where you get loads of jet fuel dribbled onto the track by the aeroplanes landing at East Midlands Airport there, so got to be careful of that one. Coppice, another blind right-hander with a hidden apex, which you've got to hit. Right, hopefully we can get a clean lap, get around this Puma. Come on, wake up. Right, we should have a clear lap now. So, brake before the crest, hard on the brakes. That is where you start feeling the weight of the car, but it turns in really well. Just trail the brakes in a little bit, and I can feel I'm in race mode, so I've got everything off in race mode, and you can just feel it tuck in under power. It's absolutely amazing. Right, concentrate. Brakes for Redgate. Oh, you can feel the weight is pitching in a bit, but again, it turns in really, really well. To say that we're in a 2-ton SUV, it actually turns in. So, Craner curves, keep it to the right. One apex, two apex, just tuck the brakes a little bit, settle it for this fast left-hander. anytime you're on the power, you can feel the car acting on the throttle. It will rotate into the corners on the throttle, which is something you just don't expect in a big SUV. It handles more like a Focus RS in that respect, which is a weird thing to be saying. Here we go, to get it nice, tucked in nice and early. You can, I don't know if you can see it from the video, but it does just do this little four-wheel drift. So into the apex here, power, 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 drift. There we go. Look at that four-wheel drift in a 510 horsepower SUV. That is bonkers. But you can use it. You can turn it on the power as long as you get that front end in. You can get on the power, and the engine has got a really nice feel to it. It's, as we always say, it's 3/4 of a Ferrari engine, but unlike the kind of German equivalents, it's got real zing. It likes revs, and it sounds pretty good as well. I remember that from the Nürburgring video, that it really does sound pretty cool, and it's, you can ring it out. Here we go, turn it in. I was a little bit greedy with that, but on the power, as soon as I get on the power, it rotates into the turn. So it's just going to be the case for a lap record of, or a lap time, of getting that front end into the turn. And obviously, because I'm in an SUV, I can take loads of curb. I can keep it in a higher gear than that. There you go, look at that. Take some curb out to the outside. It's going to be my first clear run into McLean's. Oh no, slow car ahead, in the middle of the track. That's messed up my line into there, but I've been warned that probably the tyres aren't going to take too many laps, so I reckon I've probably got another lap in these tyres before they overheat. But everything's holding together. It's got ceramic brakes, this one, and they're holding up pretty well. So it is pretty remarkable that a car of this nature can do hard laps of a racetrack against racing cars and supercars. You can feel it bouncing, lifting a wheel, squirming around on the tyres. It's just, oh, hang on, there we go, sorry mate. Concentrate, I nearly blocked a GT3 RS there, but we've got stuff coming out of the pits as well, so I don't know what we're going to have to overtake him on the right, we can't. Right, this is all getting a bit hectic here, so I'm going to let this Porsche through because he will already be annoyed at me. Come on mate, there you go. There we go. It's faster than a lot of things, but it's not faster than the GT2 RS. Right, so fourth for this one I reckon. Early on the power, early on the apex, and just four-wheel drifting. Crazy. Fifth. That's the outside. Now, important to get the car straight for this braking zone. Third gear, in, power, power, power. No, you see, even with everything off, if you overdo it too much, it does cut in. So I was obviously getting a bit greedy there. All my tyres are going off. Radical behind me. Let him through. Something smells hot. It's probably me. So I think that's probably it for this session. I'll back off and draw breath. But I hope that was informative to an extent. What sort of lap time are we going to get? Am I going to get anywhere near what David can do? Who knows, but it is a lot of fun. Way more fun. There's no way an SUV has any right to go around a racetrack like this. So credit to Alfa Romeo for making one that does. Right, so there we go. I've come in from my timed lap, which you will have seen. I managed a 1:23.006, I think it was, which I'm pretty happy with. As you will have seen, I had David Bryce alongside me to mentor me and make sure I didn't do anything too stupid. I'll say that did slow me down a little bit. I mean, he's not a big fella, but having somebody else in the car while you're going for time is a little bit distracting. So that's my excuse for why he went faster than me and got a 1:21.18 and is therefore the fastest man around Donington in an SUV. It was an incredible experience, I've got to say. I'm really impressed with this car. He really shouldn't be able to do the things that it does. But look at this. So this car has been pounding around Donington all day and it's still got some tread left on its tyres. That's really impressive. It's a 2-ton, 510 horsepower SUV and it's still got some life in its tyres. So before I sign off, I'm just going to bring David in for a quick chat about this car. Hello, how's it going?
Yeah,
well,
good.
First of all, congratulations on your time.
Thank you.
You did beat me, but there we go. Tried hard. But, what's the secret to getting a car like this around a circuit quickly?
Commitment, bravery, but being tidy.
Right.
I think it's so easy to overdrive it, especially at Donington Park.
Right.
And just carrying a little bit too much speed here and there. But I was really surprised at how you can chuck it about.
Yeah.
It's quite a benign car on the limit.
Yeah. It's more playful than you'd expect from a 2-ton SUV, isn't it?
Yeah, and you turn the front in. If you want to try and rotate the car on the brake a little bit, which you can do.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel like you need to wait for the understeer to go.
Yeah.
But as actually you just wind the throttle on, and that understeer will turn to oversteer on corner exit. When it just does stuff that SUVs shouldn't.
No. And have you ever driven a car like this around a track before?
I've driven stuff like this before, big Range Rovers and stuff.
Right.
It's quite taut, this. It was very taut. In actual fact, when you put it into race mode and you get the dampers into this sort of stiffness, how it kind of hops off curves and you can just feel the whole car sort of like a touring car, so it feels like it's set up for it. Yeah. Really weird.
Like I say, congratulations. Best man won.
Well, you'll get me next time.
Yeah, hope so. All right, just that. Nice one. So there we go. There goes David, the fastest man in an SUV around Donington for now, because there's still some track time. Car's here. We've got some fuel left.